If you followed a 7-figure salesperson around for 24 hours, you'd notice something very distinctly. Every day, they repeat routines and affirmations that build mindset, focus, and energy on purpose. In this video, I'm going to break down exact mental routines and daily structures that help them execute on a daily basis so you can take them and start implementing them tomorrow. Let's be real. Most sales routines are mostly checklists or quotas. You make the calls, you send the follow-ups, you log it in your CRM. That is execution, but that's not mental preparation. 7-figure salespeople and executives fuel their mindset, not just their calendar. They do less reacting and more conditioning. Almost every elite sales rep or executive that I have coached or that I've studied has followed some version of this 3-step routine. Some form of a morning reset, a midday recalibration, and an evening review. Let's break each one down. Morning reset. This is before your first call. Your goal is to get into a state of mind, not just out of bed. So some daily affirmations that they use. I create value before I ask for it. Today is not about outcomes. It's about impact. I am calm, confident, and in control. Right? So that's the mindset. That's what they're speaking into themselves or some version of that. Here's the routine habits. 5 to 10 minutes of some form of visualization. Michael Phelps used to do this before he would get after his day. He would visualize his entire day, what the strokes look like, what the races would look like, how he was getting up in the morning, how he was executing, all of this. So for you, it could be something as simple as, how do you visualize and see some of your sales calls that you're running or some of the board members that you're a part of? What does that look like for you? So the visualization component, that's first. Number 2, really simple. They actually take time to review their goals. I can't tell you how many times I've been in some office where I talk about goals and they pull out their desk drawer where they pull out, oh, here's my 2017 goals. No. If you've created your goals, there's a reason behind them. So take time to actually look at them. So that's number 2, review your goals. And then what are the 3 priorities to help you get closer to those goals for that day that is a no matter what? The last piece, some form of quick movement. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's going on a run, getting an exercise in, going on a walk, taking a cold shower, doing a cold plunge, but do something to move your body. The goal, it's to step into the identity of someone who expects to win. Here's the absolute crazy thing about all of this. The whole intention of visualization, looking at your goals, seeing what it's going to look like for you to be able to hit your goals, and something as simple as taking a cold shower, what that does in your brain is it releases dopamine. Now let's break this down. So dopamine is a neurotransmitter. What dopamine really does, dopamine spikes not just when you get a reward, but even more when you anticipate one. It's what pushes you to act, that I want to go after this signal. What's crazy, you taking cold showers or doing cold plunges, I know it's a fad right now, but listen to this. So studies, they actually did this. They talked about this on the Huberman lab. Studies show that cold water immersion, especially with water around 57 degrees Fahrenheit for a few minutes, can increase dopamine by 2.5 over baseline. That's absolutely insane. And so the idea here is that we can't change the past. We can't predict the future. The whole intention for all of this is to get into the state of mind that we want to get in right now so we can act. Where are we in the present moment? The people that execute, they get focused on the present moment and they build that anticipation. That dopamine hit, that comes because you're visualizing and you're thinking about what it's going to look like when you achieve that goal. Your brain doesn't recognize the difference between what's happening now and what's happening in the future. So when that dopamine hits, all of a sudden your brain is like, good job, you just won that reward. Right? But it hasn't happened yet. So the whole goal here is to get you to an excited state to be able to execute on the day and know that you're going to kick ass. Why this matters is dopamine fuels energy, motivation, and resilience. You kind of want that if you want to be a top producer. So number 2 is that midday recalibration. So that could be before before you get on another call midday, or after you get done with a call, or maybe you get rejected. How do you recalibrate? A couple simple mental prompts that you can actually take some time to execute and think about. What's working today? What can I adjust? What am I proud of right now? So here's a quick habit. 3 intentional deep breaths and 1 mental reframe. I don't lose deals. I recalibrate and gain data. You see, top reps don't carry bad energy into their next call. They reset fast and move forward focused. Number 3 is an evening review. The purpose here is to reflect, learn, and release from the day. This could be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So some simple affirmations. I gave today everything that I had. I got better even if I didn't get the sale. Tomorrow, I return sharper, right? So the intention, no matter what happened for that day, good or bad, you're resetting your brain that I got a little better today, no matter what happened. So tomorrow's going to be better. You're creating that anticipation for tomorrow as well. That's absolutely key. So what does review look like for you? I've done this quite a bit with a lot of my clients, especially those, and I don't know if you're like this, but we beat ourselves up quite a bit. Even though we may have had a pretty decent day, what does our brain tend to focus on? It focuses on the things that we sucked at, or the things where we felt like we were in control and then we lost it, right? So one very simple action at the end of the day, this is a great routine to build, is literally what are 10 things that you did well that day? That might feel like a stretch, but I want to encourage you to challenge yourself to look deeper into the things that you actually did well compared to the things that you might have messed up. So what are 10 things you did well that day? That can be personal or professional. What's one technical thing that you can work on the next day? And what is one mental or emotional focus that you can really lock into that next day? So it's something like, my goal is I'm going to be confident in my delivery, or I'm going to go in with a level of curiosity, or I'm going to lean in today with love. I'm going to focus on just loving the people that I'm having a conversation with. These small habits, they build emotional endurance. You see, top reps don't drag today's misses into tomorrow's calls. You are resetting intentionally. One other thing that really helped me, especially when I was really beating myself up, is I had a simple song that I would listen to, and you can pick whatever song you want, but I listened to, there was a song by Nada Surf called Always Love. And for me, I'd get done with the day and I would put that song on and I would just allow myself to melt into my chair and focus on the lyrics and focus on resetting and letting that day go and reset for the next one. And what that does is, it's a 2 to 3 minute song. It allows you to leave work at work. And if you're going downstairs, if you're driving home, you can actually be present with your family or your friends or whatever that may be. Work stays at work, home stays at home. So you want to know the difference between somebody that makes 90K and 900K? It's not just skill, it's their standards. Because if you create standards that help set you up for success and you do them consistently, you're building your reps on the things that you actually can control that help move the needle forward. You can't control what people say, but you can absolutely control what you do to set yourself up for success. All these things like visualization and vision and goal setting and meditation, all that is there for is to bring you into the present moment and increase your dopamine. That's all that's for. If you can increase your dopamine, that's the motivation drug, that's the anticipation that creates that level of energy and focus, and let's fucking get after it, right? Don't just repeat the things that you've been doing over and over again and expecting different results. Create and build that elite mindset by building these standards and routines in your day. I promise you it's going to be a massive shift. And of course, if you got some value from this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and share this with somebody that needs to hear this. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a rep, maybe it's your boss. Let's keep getting after it.